The Mystical Marriage of St. Catherine, painted by Antonio da Correggio in 1520, from 100 Masterpieces of Painting by John Farge. Let us take an allegory of which we have had many varieties and examples, many of them very beautiful, and which we could classify otherwise. This one will be chosen out of what is called religious art, and as far from a distinctly religious expression as I can select. It is Correggio's Mystical Marriage of St. Catherine. This, of course, is the representation of an idea, of the symbolical use of the word marriage used in all languages and in all mystical philosophy to represent an intimate union. In this case, it is the devotion of body and soul to an idea, and a representation of the worship that belongs to it. And of course there is a legend of Catherine having had a dream wherein she had received a ring from Christ himself, and thereupon regarding herself as the betrothed of the Christ, she despised the world and the pomp of earthly sovereignty, thinking only of the day which should reunite her with her celestial Lord. The legend came from the East, where was born the Song of Solomon, and where the image of earthly love and faith still represents in mystical poems the ineffable desire of union with the best good. From far back the subject was chosen for religious pictures, and one of its most beautiful forms is that of Memling's painting in the middle of the 15th century, one of the early triumphs of the new method of painting in oil colors that began the modern ways. Correggio's painting is of course later, and its form, its manner, indicate the close of the great period, and are as far away as they can well be from the reticent sentiment of the Flemish painter. The beauty of the painting has always been felt, and its merits as pure art are still what they were. The balance of light and shade, the arrangement of the pattern, of the lines, the sense of a complete creation, every part independent, is, of course, the method by which the artist has expressed himself. But one can perceive how the allegory becomes intensified through the human expression of those beautiful figures, the tender care of the Virgin, the child's half-playful action, the tender absorption of St. Catherine in her receiving of the ring, and the half-amused expression of the other saint, St. Sebastian, who smiles upon the scene as we do upon the innocent actions of children. The whole story is invested in a sweetness of sentiment that borders on the edge of over-expression. Later representations by lesser, but by famous men, become either too sentimental or too cold, except when the Spaniard infuses into the subject the strange passion and dignity which ennoble his most realistic representations. But they are right who admire this and other similar works by Correggio from the very side of their sentiment. They are wrong who, in such a story as this, of family life, if we may say so, think that anything can be too sweetly expressed. Because there, if ever, the feeling of mother or woman for the child, and the softening of older minds for childhood, is what we see at all times about us, and the sentiment, however pure, is almost physical from that of the mother to that of the looker-on.